51, 10-4.
Okay, so I've already done a quick class with the groups in regards to the new MCI tags going on all the ambulances. If you recall, we are going over to the smart triage system, smart tag system that's being mandated by the state for all ambulances. We've been using this system on the rescue truck for a couple of years now, so everyone hopefully by now is a little bit familiar with it. And we have the flip tags and the tear-off part on this tag. And to review with the officers and incident commanders, we'll also go over the command board a little bit so you have an idea of what you have available to use and how the system works. So as the EMTs and paramedics triage people and start getting them to the tarps at the scene of an MCI, once they're on tarps, then a triage officer is going to need to go through the tarps and start grabbing the ID tags off of them and getting them to a transport officer, or if the triage and transport officer are the same person, they would take this portion of the tag off and get it into the command board. In the command board, you'll see that there's segmented areas for these tags to go in as you go through your numbers. On these tags themselves are barcoded, as is the priority part of the tag itself. Currently, the state is not at the point where they can be barcoding victims, but someday in the future they may indeed be able to do that. So what the triage officer will do, if it's available, which as we know most likely won't be, the person's name, age, and their address would go on one side, but more importantly for us is the priority and the destination and what vehicle they're in. So if they're in ambulance 37 and they're a priority 2, you would put 37, the 2, and Falmouth Hospital and slide it into here. And that gives the incident commander and the transport officer, if there is one, the opportunity to keep count of how many patients there are and where they're going. So that's this portion of it. Now let's go over the command board a little bit and review that. As you open up your command board here, you have a control board, you have the incident sketch, and then you have two sections for the WMD. And the beauty of this board is that you can pull out each section, place it on the Velcro, and this gives the incident commander an opportunity then to have it right there at his disposal, at the back of his vehicle, Velcroed on here. There's 2 grease pencils inside the kit. Use your grease pencils and write down who your incident commander is, who your EMS command is, who your fire command is, police command, rescue command if you need it, safety command. You know, as you get into bigger events, you're going to need more people on this list. If it's a typical 10 to 15 victim MCI, then probably you're only going to have your incident command and EMS command and maybe your police command. And that might all be all you need at that point. You'll have triage and treatment officers and transport officers, but that could all be covered by EMS command. And if you have a bigger event, then the EMS command may break up into triage officers, treatment officers, and transport officers. Over on this side, you have the number of priorities and you know, where they're going, what the casualty numbers are, and even the weather forecasts, other hazards involved. So this is the most likely of the boards that you're going to be using. But there are other ones. So we open up this, and you know what you can do too is now you can fold this right in half. And you have both. You have the control board and you have an incident sketch board. So if you have things to sketch out, you have your fuel tanker here, bus here, car here, you can sketch these things out and remind yourself of the exact location, the hazards that are there, and type of incident, and things like that can all be sketched out onto this. And meanwhile, you're also keeping a running log of who's there helping you out and what you have for casualties. Now, if the unlikely event you get involved in a WMD or a hazmat situation, again, you would use something very similar as the other control board, but this is a WMD control board. And of course, the important thing in the WMD control board is the warm zone versus the clean zone. So that's a control board just like the other control board that's used in typical MCI. There's the two of them, but the main difference being, it's divided up into zones, a warm zone and a cold zone. And again, similar to the incident sketch that you have on a typical MCI, now for a WMD or a hazmat situation, you have a warm zone and a clean zone, and that's in a sketch format there too as well. So you have all four of these things inside this pack, this board, and able to be Velcroed. The grease pens are in here, and you have an alcohol pad to wipe the board clean if you need that. In my mind, the most important part of this whole setup is this section where all your casualty tags will go, and you'll be able to keep a running tab of who is going where and what priority they are. Okay? Thanks.